It's time to check your money with your friendly neighborhood advisor. Mike Jennings is a wealth planning associate. He's not that. I don't know what. It's time to check your money with your friendly neighborhood advisor. Mike Jennings, a wealth advisor with Brackens Financial Solutions Network LLC and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC.
There you
Mike,
go.
how you doing in this October? We're getting into it now. The leaves are starting to fall.
Yeah.
We're past peak, and all of
Uh-huh.
the and it depends on where you are, but you're starting to see the red, the yellows, and all of
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not I'm good. It's I like seasonal changes. Not the stuff that like being sick and the all that stuff, but I enjoy a nice hoodie season where I can put on a hoodie and
okay,
put on a
all right,
jacket.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
get
yeah.
as men, we don't really have we have a lot less options than women when it comes to like what we can put on. So when you can add extra layers, that's a whole other thing, right?
I
So
like that fall. Yeah, I like the fall where you can kind of have your leather, looks, all that, bomber
yeah.
jackets, all of that.
Yeah, it's insane. Actually, being more than halfway through October, I can't believe it. I'm amazed every time I look at the calendar, and I know it's a sign of getting older, definitely. So, this week, since we're talking about that, you had the idea of going over a topic that we've done before, and that's holiday spending,
Yes,
right? And that
yes.
that actually is a great idea because we are halfway through October, and this is that time period where experts say that it's the best when you start looking at doing certain things like maybe booking a flight for those who tend to travel. So what do you say we get into the holiday spirit and go over some tips for the people?
Let's go.
All right, let's go. So again, like I mentioned, for the holiday travelers, there are a bunch of different things to look out for. The first is to get the idea out of many people's heads, and that is that there is no true way to predict the absolute best time to book a flight. It's just like the market, it's like the stock market, right? No one can truly time it right on every occasion. And because there's so many variables, right? Including where you're coming from, where you're going, how many stops, which day you fly, how long you're going to be away. It's a lot. And not to mention just the internal algorithms that the airlines use, right? Not every seat is the same seat, even if it's in the same row. Some have lighter fare. It's for people that aren't using baggages. Some are all different types of things, right? But that doesn't mean that there aren't like general rules and rules of thumbs that we can use for traveling. So we could definitely spend some time on those. George, have you ever heard of the Points Guy? Have you ever seen
Yes,
that?
I think I actually signed up for his newsletter. You
That's
see him a
good.
lot. You see him on Instagram a lot, is where I,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's definitely a sign that you are someone who loves traveling.
yes.
For those that don't know, the Points Guy it's a blog site to keep in your bookmarks. They give people tips on how to save money while traveling and which like rewards programs are the most valuable for accruing and using points. Hence the name, the Points Guy, right? Overall, booking a flight that departs midweek will yield the best prices according to the points guy. And I actually ran through a couple examples of myself on Google Flights. And, no matter where you go and things like that, flying out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday consistently showed the lowest prices. The ones I was looking at, Tuesday was like the lowest.
And
Uh,
coming, and same thing for coming back.
that's the thing too. So you have the price will change on when you fly out and when you are returning too if it's a round trip, obviously. So you can also use Google Flights. They have a like a grid system, so you can look at when you're leaving and it has a list of 7 days that you can come back, and it'll show you the different prices, and you can look at those. And again, that's actually what I use to look at. And again, Tuesday, no matter when you were coming back, it was consistently like the lowest price the whole way down. So again, midweek is the best time to fly out. Further than that, the points guy, this article has some tips on when the best time is to book a flight for each holiday this season, right? And they looked at trends for over the past few years and for the current year, and what they found is that typically the best time to book a flight for Thanksgiving is 35 days before. So if you're listening to this, you're listening to the show live on the radio right now. We are currently 39, or I guess 38,
So you got
38,
4 more days
39.
to book your Thanksgiving
You got
flight
you got 3, 4 more days to book that flight. So if you,
for
you
the
need to
best
fly out,
price.
you need to fly the Thanksgiving. This week,
Is it?
this week is the best time statistically. That you're gonna get a good price. But again, that's depending on where you're going, how long you're going, where you're coming from. Um, Christmas. Obviously, Christmas is a bit busier, or a lot more busier, I should say. And so the ideal time to book that is actually a little bit farther out. So that's 32 to 73 days before Christmas. And right now we are 67, 66 days. So we're still in that ideal window, but it's getting to the point where it's like, all right, you really got to start looking.
Because it seems to me, Mike, that once Thanksgiving hits, all bets are off.
And honestly, yeah.
Right? For
Yeah.
for 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 if you're gonna travel to book your flight for Christmas, you would have so basically what you're saying is you need to book your flight for Christmas pretty much by the end of October, start of November to get the
Yes.
that's what you're
To
basically this is it.
This is it. Now, obviously, we know we got listeners, all different types of people. So,
Right.
some other tips to consider, right? For those who are a little bit less worried about the actual holidays themselves and are more focused on just getting where they need to be, or, being with family versus like celebrating the day, right? Flying on the actual holiday is actually, has been shown to produce lower fares, which makes sense, right? More people are trying to get to where they want to go before the holiday. So they're going to
Right.
fly in the day before, the week before, a couple days before, instead of actually flying on that day. So, you might get a few dirty looks at the TSA, but flying out on the day generally tends to produce lower fares. Some more tips. Use points. We didn't bring up this points guide thing for no reason, right? If you travel frequently and or you have an airline credit card, something like that, some sort of system where you're building up points, you actually use the points that you're building, right? That's what they're for. Just the other week, my girlfriend's dad had got a round trip ticket to Puerto Rico for $11.
Mm.
$11. I think the full fare was like 400 something dollars, but after his points, $11. Um, Another tip, consider the time of the flights. Booking an early morning or a red-eye flight can save you a lot of money. Also, check the benefits of the airlines. Some of them offer things like fare lock. Have you seen that before? The fare lock system where you could book or you reserve a ticket price, and then it gives you a bit of time before you can actually need to actually pay for it. Also,
Mm.
some of those you can even, if let's say the ticket price drops, you can get that lower price as well if it's within that window of time. So that could be a way to preserve a price, and even possibly get a lower price if you time it a little bit off.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Um, you about to say something?
No, no, I was just thinking that um that Fairlock, I've seen that on like third party
Yeah.
sites like Expedia or whatever
Yep.
else you use. Yeah.
Yep. We're
It's
getting
but
we're
hold that price now and come back and guaranteed. Yeah.
Yep, and we're gonna get to that too, actually. Use trackers. Google Flights has a great tracker system that can email you alerts whenever the price either goes up or goes down. There was one, there was one I put on there for like a trip last year, and I never checked it, but every day the email comes in, your flight to such and such is the. I'm like, I don't need that every day, but it's a very good way to
Yes,
see that.
understand.
see
I
that trend.
I had a tracker to Cancun, and I'm not going, but it keeps telling me.
Right. It's a good reminder that you might need to get there someday, but
Right.
listen, I don't need to see the day to day, but obviously that's because it's such a good system. And you can use that, something like that to monitor prices way, way in advance. So you don't have to worry about, doing all the research when you're coming up on that time period, right? Uh, like you mentioned, Expedia, the third-party travel services, Expedia, Airbnb, Kayak, whatever you use, uh, just practice caution when using these services. Often they can get you a nice bundled flight hotel,
Done it
things like that. I've used Expedia a lot
for
for
the
that.
bundle. I like that bundle.
Gotta like that bundle. So they can get you the bundle, and then you can also even build points on those systems as well. And a lot of times I get a way better like a night fee for the hotels and things like that, nightly price, by using those and building up those points. Just understand that when you are using these, you're adding an additional layer of terms and conditions on top of your trip. I've seen and experienced issues with third-party booking when you show up to the airport or the front desk of the hotel and your reservation is a little bit off, or you can't find your name, or whatever the case may be. You're adding something to it.
Somebody in between you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh, I,
Yep.
I think that's important. And sometimes also check the airline because
hmm
sometimes the airline itself may have a better deal than the third party site. You say no, huh?
No, I was talking to somebody
Oh,
else.
okay, okay. Oh, I was like, why are you
No,
saying no?
you're
Yes,
right.
so
You're right.
sometimes you get a better deal. I check, or the third party site may not have the flight you want visible. So, but I check, I go
Exactly.
back and forth. I'm like, I'm checking, and of course you mentioned kayak.
hmm
Kayak will compare, multiple sites, multiple airlines.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's good comparison. Listen, you're gonna have to do a little bit of research unless you can afford a travel concierge, something like that. You're gonna have
I
to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got AAA too. So
Also, while we're on that, because I've gone through this scenario a couple times with some clients recently. Check your employee benefits package. If you have some sort of sometimes it's either supplemental, accidental, uh, insurance, things like that. Sometimes those also come with certain travel benefits as well. So
they
double.
do. Yeah, we that is exactly true.
hmm
And you reminded me to check that because
Yep.
you're right. There are some other additional benefits that you don't even think about because you had that presentation last year and you hardly remember it.
Yep, exactly. Another thing that comes with the holidays, of course, is holiday shopping. In the last few months, many experts, many outlets, they were predicting that we were going to see a lot of money spent this season. Adobe Analytics being one of those sources stated that they were anticipating that online sales would grow 5.3% this year. And just because of the economic conditions right now, many shoppers would turn to these different deal days and or weeks and Amazon, Walmart, Target, they all have their own things like that. But also many shoppers would turn to the buy now, pay later options. The big thing, or the big retailers like Amazon and Walmart, they've already completed their deal days. I think Walmart ended like October 12th. Amazon was like the first or second week of October. So they understand the trends, right? That's why those deal days are at the beginning of October. Um, but some reports since then were showing that we might actually be in a bit of a cooler shopping season than expected. They did a survey, and a lot of people who visited Amazon, they either they knew about the deals, but that wasn't necessarily the reason that they were going on there. So, it is a big event for these retailers, but a lot of shoppers, especially this year with everything going on with inflation, they might not necessarily be as enticed to purchase things in those deals. But there is the one big one out there, still out there when it comes to these different deals, deal days and things like that. There's a certain big dog. It's top two and it's not two. And do you know which one that is, George?
Mm, that haven't made their move yet.
I haven't. Yep. And it's
You
not
s-
it's not a specific retailer. I'll give you that.
Not a specific retailer. Um, Give me the first letter of the thing.
Come, George, come on. George, we're halfway more than halfway through October.
Well,
If you think of shopping, holiday shopping, it has to be like the thing that comes to your mind. First thing.
Christmas shopping. I mean, that's what I think.
So in a couple weeks or a couple weeks next month
Black
when you
Friday.
yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, I mean, I just okay. That's what you meant, Black Friday. Okay.
There
Uh,
you go. There you go. That's
and
right. It's that 5 day period from Thanksgiving to Black Friday to Cyber Monday, which is anticipated to account for 1/5 of all holiday shopping alone. So Black Friday is still a pretty big deal these days. I remember being a kid at the Thanksgiving table and I see the adults passing around the inserts, the
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 big right
Walmart
because
clip.
the right back when the big it
Right,
was
when you
bigger
when you
than the
had an
Sunday
actual
paper,
paper, yeah.
all the ads. Now it's online, it goes into your email. But what's
Nah.
interesting, as you talk about Black Friday coming up,
Mhm.
a lot of things, one thing I'm concerned about is the impact of tariffs and on the cost of goods. And I know I just read something about China getting hit with something else again, and everything is made over there. So I'm wondering, which might mean that if you see it now and you have the money now, you might want to do it now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a very unconventional holiday season with all
Yeah.
that going on, everything we've been talking about at the beginning of this year. But yeah, I mean, with all of this, whether it's the travel or the shopping, you have to hedge your bets.
Yes. Yes.
So Black Friday, Cyber Monday, those are still uh, pretty big deals in the shopping industry, especially for those last minute shoppers. I know
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get all my stuff either Black Friday or Cyber Monday, one of those days. So if that is something that's important to you, if gift giving or receiving is one of your love languages, then act like it, right? The same way we tell you to build an emergency fund, build a holiday shopping fund, and use it exclusively for that, so that you can still participate in all this stuff without putting yourself in a hole to start off the next year. That doesn't make any sense, right? You want to be able to, give gifts and show your love and appreciation for people, but not sort of set yourself up for defeat right at the beginning of next year. You don't want to do that. Another interesting thing of note that I saw in this article here is that Adobe Analytics is also anticipating that generative AI assisted shopping is going to increase with AI traffic itself rising 520% during this time period. Is that not insane to you, George? Is that just a regular part of our day these days?
I mean, that's crazy.
Most of the time, you don't even have to ask for it. Like, I just go to Google and try to figure out something. Now I got this AI 3 paragraph summary that I didn't ask for. A lot of
Right.
it is wrong, and then I got to go in and just keep researching anyway, which is what I went there to do in the first place. It's
Right.
like,
You got
yeah,
to be
so
careful because they do get some
mhm,
stuff wrong.
exactly, and it's actually even like going through this, I was trying to count the days from Thanksgiving. I tried to ask Google. It literally went through the same calculation 5 different times. It kept saying, no, that's not right. Let me go through that. No, that's not right. I was like, all right, I just take my calculator out at this point. Um, so yeah, many people are definitely using AI for many different things these days. So that might be a topic we need to cover soon. I'm gonna figure out a segment for that. But my advice is don't let AI tell you what to do. Don't let it tell you that you need to buy something when you know you don't need to buy something. It's just the algorithm speaking back to you, right? It's looking at all your purchases and saying, "Hey, you know, I want to think about this. Yeah, you may be running low on this, right?" Hey, I see you looked at this. Maybe your family member, your friend, maybe they'll like this gift. Don't listen to it. Listen to your wallet. Um, yes. So uh, actually, and the biggest word of caution that I can give people for what I just mentioned here, the summary, that buy now, pay later stuff. We spoke about this before, right? Um, Again, Adobe, they expected the buy now, pay later options or people using it to grow 11% since last year. And it's going to account for 20.2 billion in spending this season. And like I said, we've spoken about buy now, pay later before, but to reiterate, these are short-term loans that are, they're becoming a newer practice in a lot of different places, Affirm, Klarna, I think PayPal has its own system, the Apple credit card has its own system,
I'm gonna even give you one. I'll give you one that you're not gonna expect.
uh-oh,
Your bank is even doing that.
oh, are they? Well, yes, which is that a specific bank that
I
you've
can
heard of?
tell you, Chase Bank will offer you the same opportunity. So I bought something.
Oh, yes, I did see that. You're right.
Right, right. I bought
Yeah.
something, and Chase said, "Hey, we'll put that money back into your account, and then we can break that same thing you just bought into four payments
Hmm.
without interest." So, so if it works for you, you can do it.
Hmm.
If it works for you,
That is exactly what you just said. If it works for you, right? Because
right?
again, it's becoming more widespread, and but like I said, these are short-term loans with long-term effects that we still have yet to be seen, especially when it comes to your
Well,
credit.
can
But
I
I can tell
confess?
you,
Can I confess, friendly
oh
neighborhood
man.
advisor? I use these things, and I have, even
Mhm.
after you told me be careful. I did,
Mhm. That's all I
but
said. Be careful.
yeah, but what I also do is I make sure I don't pay interest. I make sure that I don't pay
Smart.
interest. Yep, right. And
Smart.
it works out because but they get you because then it's like, wow, if we're gonna give you so much more. I don't do that. I don't get caught up. I
There you
don't
go.
get caught up.
Well, at least I know you're taking my advice, right? I
Yes.
would be concerned. All the time you spent, especially with Vicky on here, I'd be concerned if you
I
weren't
gotta
going.
do I gotta do at least one thing.
Yeah, but definitely, if you pull up your credit report again, which you can check weekly now, all three, you're definitely going to see those terms on there, right? So I'll tell you the same way that we tell you with any other credit thing, right? Do not purchase it if you can't afford it. You may think you can handle those payments, those monthly payments, your piecemealing it and everything, until you end up missing one, and then you have to pay double the next month to catch up, or get a
Right.
late fee and things like that. And you let that go on for too long. Now you're in collections and got to deal with all that. Listen, just if it's not in the cards for you this year, if it's not in your budget, then let it sit for a bit. Maybe the price will go down, actually, right? That's a whole other thing, right? Don't forget that during these things like Black Friday and all that, these stores, they're gonna mark up those prices in those months before, and then they're gonna give you that discount, quote unquote, on Black Friday when you'll pay the same
Paying
price
the same price.
mostly throughout the whole year anyway, right? You can walk into Walmart today and get a 60, 70-inch TV for like 350. And that goes for the buy now, pay later stuff. That goes for shopping and travel because that's also a new thing too. You can start buying airline tickets for you buy it and you pay it off monthly. Listen, you don't want to be paying for that trip 6 months after that.
I done it. I did it.
I
I
did it
did
too,
it.
so
But right, right. Because but the blessing is if it's paid off before you go. That's the blessing.
that's it.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
or if
yeah.
you're saving yourself from the interest rate, then
Right, 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 right. I most of the time it's already done. So
yeah.
yeah.
But there you go. So I hope those of you out there listening, picked up a thing or two that can help you. But if you really want to get some advice and actually get your personal, individual financial journey together, Give your friendly neighborhood advisor a call at 315-748-5540. Again, that's 315-748-5540. Or send me an email, quick note at michael.jennings@brackensfsn.com.
Mike Jennings, a wealth advisor at Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial member SIPC. He is your friendly neighborhood advisor.